Ryan had this really annoying first love named Chloe. Ever since Chloe tried to hurt herself, Ryan completely changed. He started giving in to everything she wanted, no matter what. One time, she even scratched my face, and Ryan just stood in front of her, protecting her. He said something like, "She's almost dying. Why are you still arguing with her?" So I just stopped arguing and quietly left his life. Then, one night, Ryan saw his very successful friend announce his new relationship in our group of friends online. In the picture, I was wearing a nice men's shirt, looking comfortable in the arms of a tall, good looking man and kissing his cheek. That night, it was raining really hard. Ryan went crazy, banging on that guy's door, yelling, "Baby, I know you're just trying to make me jealous. Come out, let's talk, okay?" Ryan's first love, Chloe, was really irritating. Whenever we went out, she always found a way to tag along, which really bothered Ryan. One day, Ryan and I went to see a new movie. Chloe called 3 times just on our way there. Without even hesitating, Ryan blocked her number. He messed up my hair and said, "Don't worry, I have a girlfriend now. I need to stay away from any exes." Right after the movie ended, a number I didn't recognize called his phone. He answered, and it was Chloe's persistent voice. "Ryan, where are you?" "I told you, I'm on a date with my girlfriend. Stop calling me." "Do you not understand what I'm saying?" Ryan said, sounding annoyed. Her voice was tearful. "Wait, don't hang up. I really have something important to tell you." Ryan hesitated for a moment, then hung up. His eyebrows were tightly furrowed, like something was really bothering him. When I asked him if my dress looked good, I had to ask several times before he finally snapped out of his thoughts. "It looks great. You look good in anything." I changed back into my original clothes. "Why are you so distracted? Are you worried about her?" He looked surprised. He lowered his head and kissed my forehead. "Worried about her? No way." "Then why are you so out of it?" I asked. "Don't worry about her. She's just being dramatic. Let's continue our date." Later, around 9 p.m., there was a fireworks show by the river. Beautiful fireworks lit up everyone's faces. I held onto Ryan's arm, taking pictures. We hadn't taken many when his phone started vibrating again. This time it was Chloe's mom calling. I didn't hear what she said, but Ryan's eyes immediately got wide and his face turned pale. "All right, Auntie, I'll go right over." I asked him what was wrong. "Chloe tried to hurt herself. I need to go to the hospital right now." "Why would she do that?" "Just because you didn't answer her calls? That seems a bit extreme," I said. He ran his hand through his hair, looking frustrated. "I don't know, but I have to go. Do you want to come with me?" Even though I didn't really want to, I was curious. What new drama was Chloe creating this time? We opened the door to the hospital room. Chloe's eyes were red, and she had a bandage wrapped around her wrist. She tried to sit up. "Ryan, you finally came." Then she hugged him as he got closer to the bed. "I knew you cared about me." The whole scene made me feel uneasy. Ryan didn't push her away. He just sighed, sounding annoyed. "Chloe, do you realize how unreasonable you're being? Trying to hurt yourself because of me is childish." "I didn't do it for you," she said, tears welling up in her swollen eyes. She looked at me shyly. "Can you step out for a bit? I only want to tell him something." I waited outside the door for about 10 minutes. Ryan came out looking serious. I wasn't really interested in whatever secret she had. I just wanted to know when we could leave. "Done talking? Can we go now? It's been a long day and I'm tired." It wasn't that I was heartless, but Chloe's constant calls and annoying behavior had used up all my patience. Especially when Ryan first introduced us, she shook my hand warmly, smiling brightly, but secretly squeezed it really hard, such childish tricks. "Chloe has stomach cancer," Ryan suddenly said. My heart skipped a beat. For a moment, I wondered if it was true. She tried to hurt herself because she felt like she was a burden. It's my fault. If I had answered her call, she would have had someone to talk to. She's from a single-parent family. If it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have felt so desperate, thinking she was a burden, and tried to hurt herself. "This isn't your fault," I tried to comfort him. "No one could have seen this coming." But Chloe always depended on me, saw me as a brother. And what did I do? After being with you, I barely cared about her. I'm such a jerk. A cold breeze came in through the hallway window. Something inside me slowly started to feel numb. I didn't say anything. Ryan didn't notice. He was too busy blaming himself. Just then, Chloe's weak voice called out, Ryan, can you stay with me tonight? I don't mean to bother you, but my mom has to work the night shift at the supermarket. It's fine. I'll stay with you. I won't go anywhere, Ryan said gently. Outside, it started raining heavily. I checked my watch. I'm leaving. All right, you go ahead. He was leaning over, tucking Chloe in, not even looking at me. Chloe's eyes were fixed on him, full of affection. If this man wasn't my friend, I might have been touched by the scene. It's 10:30 p.m., I reminded him. Ryan, are you really going to let me go home alone? Chloe mumbled, sis, I usually work till 11 p.m. and go home by myself. Oh, I said sarcastically, you don't have a boyfriend to take you home. That's your business, not mine. Ryan frowned. He took out his phone and scrolled through his contacts. How about this? I'll let Nathan take you home. He's my buddy, a rich kid, usually has nothing to do. Nathan. Back in college, he was the most popular guy, and now, one of the big shots in our city's elite circle. Ryan now worked at Nathan's company headquarters. Bro, what are you doing? Help me out. The guy's voice on the other end sounded lazy. At this hour, I'm going to bed, whatever it is, talk tomorrow. That he went to bed this early surprised me, but I wasn't interested in bothering anyone late at night. I told Ryan, forget it, I can go back by myself, don't trouble anyone. Ryan was about to hang up when Nathan asked, Wait, do you need my help with something? Can you come over and pick up my girlfriend? I'll treat you to dinner later, what do you think? Sure, send me the location. When it came to a free meal, he was quick to agree. Isabelle, you wait here for him. I'll go back in and keep Chloe company. Ryan patted my head reassuringly and went back into the hospital room. I felt a wave of frustration building up inside me. Ryan used to tell me Nathan was a player. So him being okay with Nathan driving me home was unexpected. He even assured me, Nathan might be a bit of a playboy, but he's reliable. You can trust him on this. Nathan arrived faster than I expected. This guy had striking eyes, his black shirt unbuttoned at the top, broad shoulders, long legs, and a mischievous look when he smiled. I waved. Nathan, over here. Isabelle. Yeah, I nodded. Sorry for the trouble. He chuckled. No worries. I went back into the room to find Ryan. Chloe was holding his arm tight. When she saw me, she smiled. Hey, sis, you haven't left yet? I ignored her and turned to Ryan. He's here to get me. I'm heading out. Ryan looked at Nathan behind me and said, Bro, take good care of my girlfriend. Nathan smirked. No problem, I'll take good care of her. Was it my imagination? His tone sounded a bit off. He took my bag. Let's go, I'll take you home. When we got to the underground parking lot, Nathan opened the car door for me. Thanks, I said, and sat down. He went around to the driver's side. I was distracted, thinking about what happened at the hospital, gazing out the window. I didn't notice him telling me to buckle up. The next second, I caught the faint smell of sandalwood as he leaned over to fasten my seatbelt. I looked down and met his deep, dark eyes. Isabelle, is pretending not to know me fun for you? My scattered thoughts snapped into place. I smiled a little. Long time no see, big brother. After my parents divorced, my mom sent me to stay with her best friend. That was Nathan's family. I lived with them for 10 years, from when I was 7 to 17. Nathan was just a year older than me. During that time, I always called him brother. In my second year of high school, my parents got back together and I moved out. That was also the year Nathan went off to college. After that, we didn't see much of each other. It wasn't until Ryan and I got together and I met Nathan again at one of their gatherings. He'd become more charismatic since then. Black shirt, broad shoulders, narrow waist, still attracting a lot of girls. But his attitude towards me had completely changed. He was distant and cold. I thought he had forgotten who I was, forgotten the little sister who used to wait for him by the high school building to go home together. So I acted like I didn't know him either. I didn't expect him to come pick me up tonight. Still remember me, huh? The cityscape moved slowly outside. The dim streetlights flickered across his pale fingers. Of course I remember. How could I forget? But you. That day, you acted like you didn't know me. He laughed lightly and didn't answer directly. Isabelle, your choice in boyfriends could be better. I shot him a look. Oh, and your choice in girlfriends is perfect? Sorry, I'm single, so I don't have that problem. I was skeptical. You're single, really? Back in high school, he was popular with the girls. He'd get love letters all the time, and thanks to him, girls would bring me treats to get on his good side. In my third year, I heard my mom chatting on the phone saying he had a girlfriend in college. I cried for days when I heard that. So now, hearing him say he's single, I'm not buying it. Why would I lie to you? True. When I tried to get out of the car, I found the door was locked. Not leaving without an exchange of contacts? Soon after getting home, I got a call from Ryan. Did you get home safe? Yeah, I'm home. You're really not coming back tonight? No, I need to stay with Chloe. Take care and get some rest. After taking a shower, I checked Chloe's social media. Surprisingly, she had unblocked me. Her post had a picture of Ryan asleep by her hospital bed, with her hand making a victory sign next to his head. The caption read, "Nothing better than your company." Around the same time, I got several notifications. Nathan had liked some of my old posts, but none that had pictures of Ryan and me together. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. A few days later, Chloe was discharged. She claimed she had late-stage stomach cancer, and the doctors advised her to stop treatment and enjoy her remaining days. Because of this, Ryan dropped a lot of work to spend time with her. At first, I tolerated it. She was supposed to be dying after all, but I realized she wanted all of Ryan's free time. Many times during our plans, she'd call and he'd leave in a hurry, apologizing and leaving me hanging. After a few times, I had a fight with him. She doesn't have much time left. Wouldn't it be better for her to spend it with her family? Her family doesn't really take care of her. She comes from a single-parent household. I thought you'd understand that. Understand my foot. It's fine if you occasionally spend time with her, but you don't have to be like a live-in nurse, always at her beck and call. Don't you have any sense of boundaries? She's a sister I grew up with. She has stomach cancer and needs someone with her. Can't you stop? He stopped mid-sentence. Forget it. I don't want to argue. You better not stir things up. I snapped back. Your problem? Don't blame it on me, okay? He ran his hand through his hair in frustration. I really don't know what to do, Isabelle. Can you understand me? It's just for 1 or 2 months. I promise I see her as a sister. I don't care. If you want to keep her company, go ahead. You don't need to inform me. On that weekend morning, I got a call from Ryan. Didn't you say you wanted to go to Disney before? Yeah. Did you settle things with your dear sister? Just when I thought he was trying to make things right, his next words were, Chloe also said she wants to go. Do you want to join us? If you do, I'll buy an extra ticket. I was instantly furious. Join them? Was he kidding? It sounded like he was just taking her and dragging me along as if I were the extra. I'm not going. Why not? Haven't you always wanted to go? He used to be quick-witted, but ever since Chloe's suicide attempt, it was like his brain had turned to mush. I said, Ha! Who the heck takes their sister to Disney? At this point, I heard Chloe's slightly sad voice on the other end. Is she not coming because she doesn't like me? Or does she mind my illness? Ryan replied, It's not that. It's just that you kept calling me back then. It's natural she might feel suspicious. Chloe, sounding even more pitiful, said, Forget it, Ryan. I know it doesn't matter what I say. Maybe you should just go with her. I'm already like this. You don't have to worry about my feelings. Hearing this, Ryan felt guilty. Don't say such foolish things. I can take her later, but I must go with you. I hung up the phone, not wanting to hear any more of their whining. My heart ached a little and I felt a bit sick. The whole day, he didn't message me again. That night, I saw Chloe's latest photo collage post. In almost every picture, she was holding his arm, her head resting on his shoulder. They looked just like a couple deeply in love. Her caption read, You're still the best to me. Her own comment under the post said, Don't jump to conclusions, everyone. This isn't an official announcement. He's my first love, my brother. But people at Disney today said, We look like a perfect couple. I had almost forgotten this rotten apple was still on my friends list. I deleted all of her, Earlier that year, Ryan had bought a car. He promised he'd always pick me up from work, but he hadn't come even once these days. Gossiping colleagues kept hinting and asking if we had broken up. I just replied with 2 words, almost. After the sadness, there was only disappointment. In the end, wasn't this Chloe's goal? But I wasn't going to let her get what she wanted so easily. Just then, I got a message notification. It was a voice message from Nathan. Had dinner? I don't know how to cook. Usually, Ryan picks me up after work to eat out. But lately, I'd been eating takeout for days now. I was tired of it, scrolling through the food delivery apps for 10 minutes and still finding nothing tempting. Not yet, planning to order takeout. Home. Yeah, if you're home, I'll come get you. Let's eat something good. Takeout isn't healthy. Normally, I'd probably refuse. But now, I couldn't think of any reason to decline. He has a good sister to keep him company, so who doesn't have a good brother? All right, come get me. Nathan arrived quickly as usual. Come down. He was wearing a casual jacket today. His hair was styled in a relaxed way, and he smiled softly when he saw me. I suddenly thought of our high school days. Back then, I often waited at the door of his classroom for him to take me home on his bike after evening classes. All his classmates knew we were close. When his friends came out one by one, I'd hear, "Hey, sis." Nathan would laugh and playfully scold from the back, "Get lost, she's my sister, not yours." Then he'd mess up my hair and put his arm around my shoulder as we walked downstairs. Don't go making random brothers, okay? I won't. Years have gone by. I pushed those thoughts aside and smiled at him. Bro. Yeah, what do you want to eat? Anything. During dinner, Ryan messaged me. Was at Disney all day yesterday, exhausted. Came home, crashed hard. Baby, what are you doing? Not mad, right? I almost laughed. He'd gotten to the point where he couldn't even tell when I was angry anymore. I replied briefly, let's break up. Then I put my phone aside. Nathan asked, what's wrong? Nothing, just broke up. You were right the other day. My taste in boyfriends sucks. He gave a small smile. Under the warm light, his face looked especially gentle. Boyfriends, you can date them for fun, but when it comes to husbands, you can't mess around. He paused for a moment and then added, especially someone like Ryan, it's better to break up sooner rather than later. I nodded, thinking about something. I asked him, but do you feel the same way about women? Nah, he said, looking down. What's that saying? Men who don't respect themselves are like rotten cucumbers. I finished for him. We both laughed. You know that saying, huh? Not bad. So don't misunderstand me. It was weird. Ryan told me a while ago that Nathan was a notorious playboy. Honestly, I didn't believe it at first, but Ryan was so sure that I became a little suspicious. After all, Nathan did have the looks and charm. The next day after work, a coworker came up to me and said, oh my God, there's a super handsome guy downstairs. My married heart is fluttering. I shrugged. Really? How handsome? Super handsome. Honestly, way more handsome than your boyfriend, she said, showing me a photo she secretly took. But I figured he must be picking up his girlfriend. The guy was standing there, wearing a black shirt, looking sharp with a serious face, eyes fixed on his phone. Isn't that Nathan? When I got downstairs, I saw that familiar yet distant figure from afar. Hey, handsome. He smiled and walked over to me. 2 days apart and you forget your manners? Well, you wouldn't know, but you caused quite a stir in our office chat group, I said. I remembered back in high school, during our breaks, Nathan would pass by my building on his way to the school store and always bring me snacks. It always caused quite a commotion. After he left, I'd share the snacks with my friends, and they'd always say, Isabelle, I'm so jealous. Your brother is not only the school hottie, but also so nice to you. I felt pretty proud back then. All these years later, he's still the same, drawing attention wherever he goes. So, why are you here, picking up your girlfriend? He looked at me. Picking you up. That night, he took me to dinner. We talked for a long time, and the awkwardness quickly disappeared. Picking me up from work? How generous, I said, tilting my head. Generous? Hardly, he scoffed. I noticed a few messages from Ryan. Since I told him we were breaking up, I hadn't replied. We agreed not to say the word breakup lightly, didn't we? I know you're just throwing a fit, but I won't agree to a breakup. Don't ignore me, babe. I know you're mad at me for not being there, for not keeping my promise to pick you up. So don't worry, I found a bro to cover for me for a while. While I'm spending time with Chloe, he'll pick you up. Then he sent a few heart emojis. This problem solving style was really something. I could only roll my eyes. I replied, "Whatever makes you happy. I don't mind, but you know my history with him, right?" Ryan replied, "Yeah, Nathan told me everything. You've lived at his place for 10 years. That's why I'm at ease. He'll take care of you like a brother, just like I take care of Chloe." I put away my phone and turned to ask Nathan, "So Ryan asked you to come pick me up?" "You could say that," he smirked, tapping his knuckles on the steering wheel. "Or maybe not." I was a bit confused. He glanced at me. "What, you unhappy I'm here to get you?" "Happy? Of course I'm happy. Back in high school, didn't you always pick me up on your bike?" "Yeah, back then you were scared of everything. You'd hold onto my shirt so tight every time you rode on the back, by the end of the semester, my shirts nearly reached my knees." "You're exaggerating. But those simple joys were amazing. The wind brushing my cheeks as we rode downhill. I was so happy." In the following days, Nathan picked me up right on time and took me out to eat. Ryan, on the other hand, seemed to have vanished into thin air, and I couldn't be bothered to check on him. Then, on my birthday night, over 2 weeks later, Ryan suddenly showed up at my door. In his left hand, he had my favorite durian, and in his right, a birthday cake. He smiled at me. "If you don't open the door, I'll get kicked out by the building management. Your durian smells too strong." As soon as he put the things down, he reached to hug me. I pushed him away coldly. "Ha! My coworkers already celebrated at the office today." "You and your stubbornness. Coworkers aren't the same as a boyfriend. Honestly, it's my fault I haven't come by recently. I wanted this birthday to be special for you." "Silly, did you think I forgot your birthday? Don't give me that. Why aren't you with your good sister anymore?" "I'm not with her because—" He paused, looking at me. "She's here to celebrate your birthday, too. I think there are some misunderstandings between you two, and I'd like to clear them up tonight." Before I could react, Chloe hopped in from outside like a monkey. "Sis, happy birthday!" With a loud bang, the confetti cannon in her hand exploded, scattering bits all over the floor. At that moment, the air felt even more stifling than it already did. If she wants to put on a show, I'll join for one last act. "I know you've always misunderstood me. You're Ryan's favorite. And taking him away for so long, I'm really, really sorry." Tears filled her eyes as she continued. "Sorry, I have a bit of a crying problem." Ryan quickly grabbed tissues and wiped her tears with practiced ease. "Don't cry, Chloe." "I'm not an unreasonable person," I said, crossing my arms and watching her. Seeing I wasn't moved, she went on. "When I'm gone, Ryan will only have you." "Enough. Today's my birthday, not your apology party." I wasn't too shaken, but Ryan's eyes reddened at her words. He said, "You guys work on the cake, I'll handle the durian." Chloe quickly volunteered, "I'll cut the cake." "I don't need you to, I'll do it myself." Pouting, she pleaded, "Sis, let me. Are you really going to be so harsh after my apology?" I paused. "Stop pretending. How hard is it to fake those tears? How much is your apology worth anyway?" Her demeanor changed. "So what? You know Ryan can't stand to see me cry." She squatted by the coffee table. "If you won't let me in, I'll force my way in. If you won't let me cut the cake, I'll cut it anyway." Just as she reached for the plastic knife, I was faster and grabbed it. I didn't expect her to wrestle for it. She turned from delicate to wild in an instant. In a mishap, my face got scratched. My chin was bleeding. She froze. "Your face?" Without thinking, I slapped her. The sound was sharp. "You don't have stomach cancer but brain cancer, right?" "What's going on?" Ryan rushed in, seeing us in that scene. Giant tears streamed down Chloe's face as she held her cheek. "Ryan, I accidentally scratched Sis's face," she sobbed. "I'm sorry, really sorry." I lifted her by the collar. "Can't you face something without crying? Stand up and explain yourself." "Enough, Isabelle," Ryan interrupted harshly, then shielded Chloe as if I were a monster. She's dying. Can't you cut her some slack? The doctor said she can't handle stress. His eyes were filled with disappointment, shaking his head. Do you know how little time she has left? Is a small cut really such a big deal compared to her life? If I had been disappointed before, now I was utterly disgusted. I wanted to shove his face into the cake to wake him up. Chloe wasn't dead yet, but the Ryan who only had eyes for me and knew what was important was already long gone. I grabbed the cake and hurled it at his face. Get out, we're done. Ryan coldly replied, We're over. If you hadn't said it, I would have. The door slammed shut with a deafening thud, leaving behind an oppressive silence. He used to say, With me around, you'll never suffer. But ironically, my greatest suffering came from him. I sadly sat down on the sofa. Maybe it was all the built-up frustration or the long-held disappointment, but my tears finally came. After crying for half an hour, the doorbell rang. I thought it was Ryan, so I didn't plan to answer. Go away, you're annoying. But the next second, I heard Nathan's familiar voice. It's me, Nathan. I grabbed some tissues and quickly wiped my tears. I fixed my bangs using my phone screen, then casually opened the door. I smiled at him. Bro, what brings you here? Just sent you a message downstairs. You didn't reply, so I came up to find you. I hadn't checked my phone. I opened the door and turned to walk inside, not wanting him to see my red eyes. But suddenly, he grabbed my wrist. He pulled me in front of him. Why are you crying? The smile on his lips disappeared. Instead, there was anger. Who hurt your face? Ryan or his female friend? I looked at him and told him everything that just happened. He gently wiped my tears with his thumb, cleaned the small scratch on my chin, and pulled me into his arms. Listen to me. This kind of trash isn't worth your tears. He soon got a phone call. All right, I'm coming now. I thought he was leaving, feeling a bit down, but to my surprise, he came back with a cake and a bunch of my favorite tulips and handed them to me. Congrats on getting rid of some trash today. Happy birthday, babe. I thought I had cried enough before he came. I thought I had held back my tears after he arrived. But hearing those words, I couldn't hold back anymore. This time it wasn't for Ryan. It was because I heard that long-lost special nickname. A long, long time ago, he used to call me Babe. I was still in elementary school, and a chubby kid in the yard bullied me, making me cry. He stood up for me, but I still kept crying. Babe, stop crying. He couldn't comfort me, so he called me that on purpose. The nickname distracted me. My name is Isabelle. Don't get it wrong, big brother. All right, babe. Time to eat, babe. Aren't you going home yet, babe? I got used to him calling me that. The day he left for college, he stood by the car window, bent down, and messed up my hair. Call big brother often, babe. Meanwhile, Ryan brought Chloe to his place and comforted her for a while. Chloe, Ryan, maybe I should go down and apologize to Isabelle. She seemed really upset. You didn't do it on purpose. She slapped you. That was too much. Midnight. Ryan finally got Chloe to sleep in the guest room. The doorbell rang suddenly. His first thought was that Isabelle had come. But he was still angry, and if Isabelle came to apologize, he wouldn't accept it. Thinking this, Ryan walked to the hallway. However, as soon as he opened the door, he was punched hard in the face before he could even see clearly. It hurt like hell. He held his face in pain. Only then did he see an enraged Nathan. Bro, what the hell? What did I do to you? Who's your bro? Don't you know what you did? Is your brain not working? Ryan remembered that Nathan rarely cursed and had never seen him so angry. As he finally processed what was happening, Ryan got punched twice more. Dodging, he said, all right, I get you're mad for Isabelle, but listen to me. Don't mess with Isabelle if you can't think straight. I don't care for any explanation from you. You're unbelievable. Nathan didn't listen and left after hitting him. Feeling extremely pissed, Ryan thought about how Nathan was his boss, or he wouldn't just take it. But thinking carefully, he knew he was wrong. At Isabelle's place, he only thought of Chloe's supposed cancer and didn't even consider Isabelle's scratched chin. For a girl, caring about her face is perfectly normal, but his focus on Chloe's stomach cancer was misplaced. With his face still hurting, he ran his hand through his hair in frustration. Forget it. Let's both calm down. When she's calmed down, he'll buy her something expensive to make up for it. Waking up in the morning, I felt better than ever. I opened the curtains, the sky getting brighter. Thanks to Nathan, I'll remember my 25th birthday had happy moments. Last night, he stayed, talking and comforting me, until late when I fell asleep on the sofa. I woke up in my own bed. The living room was quiet. He was still asleep on my couch, legs bent, an arm over his forehead, still like a star. I quickly grabbed a blanket, gently covering him. I slipped into the kitchen to make 2 bowls of noodles. Then I heard Nathan's voice behind me. Not bad. You've learned to make noodles now. I turned. He leaned in the doorway, smiling gently. Just okay. 3rd best in the world, I chuckled, but no guarantees it tastes good. Back when I stayed at his place, on weekends, he'd make breakfast, usually noodles, while I waited. By the way, I plan to move soon. Any recommendations? Yeah, he moved closer. Depends if you like it. This apartment was picked with Ryan after graduation. Ryan wanted to live together, but I declined. We'd only been dating half a year, so he lived on the 7th floor, me on the 10th. Now, living in the same building felt unbearable. I deleted and blocked all of Ryan's contacts. With Nathan's help, I soon moved out of that building. He and Chloe could stay stuck together forever and not bother anyone else. Finding a suitable place wasn't easy. Nathan let me stay at his place temporarily, though I hesitated. Won't it be inconvenient? We're grown up now. He likely has his own life, and I'm not one to overstay my welcome. He laughed and said, You didn't find it inconvenient when you lived in my house for those 10 years, but now you're worried about it when staying temporarily until you find a place? All right then, I'll crash at your place for now. I didn't refuse any further. I had a lot of luggage, and I was worried his place wouldn't have enough space. But when I got there, I realized I was totally overthinking it. His house is in a quiet villa neighborhood, amidst the bustling city center, with more than enough room for one more person. Before I arrived, he had already cleaned out a room, bought new bedding, and arranged everything thoughtfully. Then he helped me organize my stuff. Finally, he handed me 2 keys. One was for the front door, and the other for my room. I was increasingly convinced that breaking up with Ryan was a good thing. Chloe's drama was perfect timing, or else I wouldn't have seen his true colors so quickly. I quit my job. Of course, this wasn't a sudden decision. I had been planning to switch jobs anyway. After I quit, Nathan drove me on a road trip to another city. The beautiful scenery slowly lifted my spirits. The night we got back, I went to see my friend who was singing at a bar. I sat in a booth drinking while she sang a special song for me, Happy Breakup. After she finished, she came over to join me. Men are everywhere, no shortage of Ryans. With each curse at Ryan, we took a drink. Pretty soon, I couldn't keep up with her. No more, no more. If I drink any more, I'll throw up. She clicked her tongue. I wanted to curse him out more, but you can't handle it. I'll take you home. She started to help me up. Just then, my phone rang. She looked at it and said, Brother, I'll answer it for you. I had no idea what she said to him, but soon enough, Nathan showed up. When we got out of the car, I was too embarrassed to let him carry me. Staggering, I finally made it to the front door. But as soon as the elevator opened, he suddenly lifted me up and gently placed me on the sofa. I grabbed his arm. Hey, do all you men like having a good little sister? He knelt beside me, taking off my shoes. You're drunk. I'm not drunk, Nathan. Even if you were drunk, I wouldn't be. Tell me, do you have many good little sisters out there? Or am I one of them? I didn't even know what I was saying. Usually, I would never say such things. You're still thinking about Ryan? No, I wasn't thinking about him. It just popped into my head. His eyes were full of emotion. You don't think I treat you like a little sister, do you? Don't you? The air was silent for a long while. Nathan lowered his gaze to look at me. You asked if men like having little sisters. I can answer that for you. As he spoke, he looked at me intensely. No, I never wanted to be your older brother, never thought of it, neither before nor in the future. I didn't know what to say. but his look was so intense, almost crazy. It made me feel like I should kiss him. So I did. I leaned in and kissed him gently on the corner of his lips. Nathan, what do you want to be to me then? He stared at me, swallowing hard. Before I knew it, he had me pinned onto the sofa. When I was gasping for breath, he pulled away slightly. With his forehead against mine, he whispered, "Didn't your kiss tell you what you already know?" The next morning, my head felt heavy and dizzy. I turned to continue sleeping, only to come face to face with Nathan's chest. The man's body lay beside me, his collarbone and chest muscles clearly outlined. My heartbeat quickened. Geez, last night. The memory of kissing him slowly came back to me. We first kissed on the sofa. I was so dazed by his kisses that he then carried me to the bed to continue. Gosh, wasn't that just a dream? I got up and went to the kitchen for some water. Touching my face, it felt so clean. He even helped me remove my makeup. A strong pair of arms wrapped around my waist from behind, and Nathan held me, his voice lazy. Awake? Yeah, my head hurts a bit. The sunlight outside was perfect, and the breeze was gentle, with the curtains swaying lightly. But my heart was pounding fast. Come sit here with me. He had me sit between his legs, resting against his chest. His fingers slowly and rhythmically pressed on my temples. The sandalwood scent from him surrounded me. Feel better? Much better. After freshening up, we went out for breakfast. I tried to act casual. So, did anything happen between us last night? He raised an eyebrow. What do you mean by anything? You know, anything. He chuckled mischievously, pulling me into his embrace. I don't remember. Do you want to show me? He clicked his tongue and pulled me in for a long kiss, saying, You were the one who started this last night. It's too late to regret now, isn't it? Me? Really? He laughed. I should have recorded everything last night so you couldn't deny it like now. I'm not regretting. I was just checking. We kissed, but nothing more. I'm not taking advantage of you. My cheeks instantly felt hot. This guy twisting my words. My anything definitely didn't mean that. Actually, I had a crush on you in high school. Not kidding. With such a handsome guy as an older brother, and I wasn't really his sister, so I secretly liked him back then. Except during my last year in high school, my mom told me, Your brother Nathan has a pretty girlfriend. They look perfect together. I cried for a week, constantly trying to get over my feelings and stop liking him. Who would have thought, after all this time? The feelings he had at 17 started to bloom again at 25. Ryan had just received some good news. Chloe, after another checkup, found her condition had miraculously improved. He firmly believed his care had played a role. They planned to have a nice meal to celebrate. The restaurant was very popular, with 2 rows of people waiting for seats at the entrance. He and Chloe sat down as well. At that moment, he suddenly noticed the restaurant across the street had closed down. That restaurant was where he and Isabelle had gone on their first date. Isabelle. Just thinking about that name still made him upset. He figured she probably regretted breaking up with him now. It was their biggest fight ever. He wasn't about to back down first. After all, he wasn't the one who did anything wrong. She was being unreasonable. He had decided to give her a 2-month break so she could think about what she did. Lost in thought, he opened his phone and started scrolling through social media. Suddenly, he came across a post from last week by Nathan. He's got a girlfriend? He squinted to take a closer look. In an instant, it felt like a shock. The woman cuddling with Nathan was Isabelle. She had long black hair, a smiling face, and was kissing Nathan's cheek while wearing a men's shirt. Chloe noticed something was wrong and leaned over to look at his phone with a cheerful tone. Wow, Isabelle got a new boyfriend? She sounded more excited than he'd ever heard, but Ryan's brow furrowed deeply. I thought your sister just broke up not long ago. I figured she'd at least wait a year or 2 before dating again. I guess she wasn't. He cut her off. Can you stop guessing? She's definitely doing it to make me jealous. No way, they're kissing and all. Just then, their table was called. Chloe tugged at his arm. Let's go, Ryan. Our table's ready. But Ryan's face didn't look good, his frustration peaking at that moment. No, I need to get to the bottom of this. Chloe, you go ahead. I'll come back once I figure it out. He hadn't seen Isabel in a long time. He drove fast. With one hand, he texted Isabel, "What's going on with you and him?" The message sent, but a red exclamation mark popped up. He slammed his hand on the steering wheel. He rushed up to the 10th floor of her apartment building. His knocking went unanswered until his hand was sore. Two police officers arrived. They didn't hesitate to pin him to the ground. "You're being charged with illegal harassment." "Are you kidding? My girlfriend lives here." But when the door finally opened, a stranger stepped out. "Officers, don't listen to him. I just moved in. I don't even know this guy." Ryan was stunned. He stretched his arm, trying to see inside, but the furnishings were unfamiliar. Isabel had moved out. His legs gave out and he knelt on the ground. He spent the night at the police station. He refused to believe those photos were real. The officers on duty looked at him sympathetically, assuming he'd been dumped. After listening to his complaints, one young officer said, "From a cop's perspective, stay calm. As a guy, you kind of deserve this." Monday was back to work. Ryan was a mess. His coworkers noticed his heavy, dark circles. "Didn't sleep well last night? Rough night?" He forced a laugh. "Ha ha, stayed up late playing games." Finally, the workday ended. He overheard his coworkers whispering, "Wow, the boss's girlfriend is here." "No way, the boss has a girlfriend?" "Yeah, haven't you seen his social media? He posted pictures with her." "How am I, a lowly employee, supposed to follow the boss's social media? Let me see. Wow, she's pretty. Nice eyes. Hey, Ryan, you want to see?" Ryan's heart ached. No, it's probably fake. He clung to his last hope. Maybe, just maybe, Isabel was here for him. It wasn't impossible. Thinking this, he perked up, packed his things, and left the office. Isabel was in the hallway. She didn't even pause, walking right past him to Nathan. Ryan clenched his fists. She was supposed to be here for him. What did Nathan do to deserve this? Well, he followed them like a thief, too scared to confront Nathan directly at the office. Isabel, arm in arm with Nathan, was chatting happily. Finally, at the parking lot, he called out, "Isabel!" She turned, losing her smile and giving him a blank look. "Do you need something?" Ryan bitterly asked. "Why didn't you tell me about you and him?" Isabel found it amusing. "Who are you? Why do I need to report my dates to you?" "Isabel, I'm sorry. I didn't know you'd be this mad." But Isabel wasn't listening and got into the car. Nathan's look at him was mocking. At that moment, Ryan was speechless. The first time he introduced Isabel to Nathan, he had noticed something different in her eyes. He was a bit scared then, so he painted Nathan as a player, knowing Isabel hated guys who weren't clear about their feelings. Now he slapped his own face in frustration. Maybe he was the one who handled things poorly. He headed home. He realized Chloe had shown up at his place without him noticing. "These are Isabel's slippers. Don't wear them." Chloe glanced at him timidly. "What's wrong?" Ryan, clearly frustrated, threw his briefcase on the couch. "Look, your condition is getting better, right? So you don't need to stay here anymore. I've helped you with all your wishes. Pack up and go back to your own place." Chloe's eyes welled up with tears. Ryan sensed his tone had been too harsh. "Sorry, I just need some space. Why don't you go back to your room for now?" He drank several beers, trying to numb himself with alcohol. As he was about to shower, he passed by Chloe's room and heard her on the phone with a friend. He stopped in his tracks. "What now?" "He's kicking me out again? I regret saying my condition was improving." "Then just say your stomach cancer has worsened. Do your tears and sobs routine again. He'll fall for it, just like last time." Chloe hesitated, then replied, "Okay." Suddenly, there was a loud bang and the door flew open. Seeing Ryan at the door left Chloe stunned. "So, all this talk about having stomach cancer was a lie? Are you saying you've just been acting sick all this time?" Chloe tried to play dumb. "No, Ryan, let me explain." But Ryan threw her out. "You made me feel like a fool. Get out. I never want to see you again." 10 minutes later, her suitcase, stuffed with clothes, was thrown out too. Go! And never show your face here again. And if you never really had stomach cancer, I hope you get it for real someday. Chloe knocked on the door for another half hour, feeling like her tears had dried up. Her knocking was loud enough to disturb the neighbors, but Ryan never came out. Desperate, she turned to the couple next door. I'm his girlfriend. He kicked me out after a fight. Nathan, the neighbor guy, replied, Nope. I remember his girlfriend looks nothing like you. Honestly, she's a lot prettier. Sarah, his partner, gave Chloe a disapproving look. She had overheard the fight between Ryan and another man the other day. Are you like his side chick? And you expect us to help? I should record this and post it online. Chloe's face turned bright red. She took her suitcase and left, humiliated. Ryan went to work for days, lost in thought. Eventually, he decided to quit. He was too resentful towards Nathan, his boss. One night, unable to shake his feelings of bitterness, he looked through old photos of him and Isabelle. The more he thought about it, the more upset he became. He sped towards Nathan's house. Getting out of his car, he didn't bother with an umbrella and ran into the rain. Meanwhile, Nathan's phone buzzed. His smart doorbell showed someone at the front door. He glanced at the peacefully sleeping Isabelle. Opening the smart doorbell app, he saw Ryan, drenched and pounding on the doorbell. Isabelle? Are you in there? You left in such a hurry. Can we talk? I know you're mad, but I'm here to apologize. Please? Ryan slicked his wet hair back, looking desperate. Nathan, come out and explain this. I trusted you to help Isabelle. Hitting me to vent is fine, but what's with stealing her from me? Nathan's eyes turned cold as he watched Ryan through the video. He sure was persistent. Nathan left the room quietly, closed the door behind him, and made a call. Soon security arrived and escorted Ryan away. Having seen Ryan before, they knew he was Nathan's friend, which is why they let him in earlier. But they were surprised to see him acting so crazed. They thought Nathan had stolen Ryan's girlfriend or something. Worried for their jobs, they couldn't help thinking even someone like Nathan occasionally makes bad friends. Buddy, staying here all night won't help. Go home or we'll have to call the police. Ryan left. He wandered aimlessly through the streets. Passing by the busy city center, he saw a large screen on a fancy building, drawing a crowd. Curious, he looked up. Just one glance made his face turn pale. Congratulations, Mr. Nathan and Ms. Isabelle, on your engagement. Wishing you a lifetime of happiness together. Announcing the citywide celebration of their engagement party tomorrow. Wow, they look perfect together, so handsome and beautiful. Nathan is the second son of Starlight Group. Another young hottie off the market? Ugh. But I heard they're each other's first loves, childhood sweethearts. Someone pointed. Under the large screen stood a dejected man, soaked in rain, sobbing like a clown. Nathan's first college summer was the same summer Isabelle finished her exams. He had planned a trip just for her, but never got to go. He got her text, "Brother, I have a boyfriend now. I won't be using this number anymore." He canceled his ticket. He hated to admit it, but realized she really saw him as just a brother, whereas he had feelings he shouldn't have had. When he saw her again at a party, she was as beautiful as he'd imagined. Seeing her thrilled him, he rushed to hug her, but she was with another man. He couldn't stand Ryan at first sight, even fantasized about him disappearing. Ridiculous thoughts. But they were together. He felt like the outsider. So he had to act a bit colder, worried that if they reconnected, he might cross the line and bother her, which would likely only cause her more trouble. Luckily, fate gave him another chance. Ryan wasn't the right match for her. He was frustrated with Ryan's cluelessness, but also grateful for another chance to love Isabelle openly. It seemed that his 7 years of wishing the same New Year's wish had some effect. He could finally tell her that he was so in love with her. Thinking of this, he leaned down and kissed her forehead. "Where did you go just now?" "Did someone come over?" Isabelle asked, still half asleep. "No one, just go back to sleep. I was so scared, the rain outside is so heavy." She snuggled into his arms, nuzzling his neck. Hurry up, let me touch your abs to calm down. Nathan couldn't resist her. He caught her hand and whispered in her ear, We're getting engaged tomorrow. Don't you want to save some energy? Isabel's hand immediately settled down. The rain outside continued to fall, but in his arms she felt more at peace than ever before. Let it rain, let it rain. Once it's over, tomorrow will be clear skies.